In this episode, we'll see how Android launchers can help you achieve any look you want for your home screen, even the one from the Pixel 2. When the Pixel 2 came out back in October, it made me seriously consider the possibility of changing to Android for the first time. It seemed to have it all: the best camera around, great screen to value ratio, free online photo storage, great UX, and top of the line features. The UI especially kept calling my attention. It seemed so clean and simple for an Android OS. I thought it was so difficult to manage for this OS before that the iPhone had a real advantage over it. Not anymore. One of the things that called my attention so much about it was its at-a-glance widget. I hated how the stock calendar looked, and I hated how much space the weather widget takes. With the at-a-glance widget, this was a thing from the past. I was totally happy with my Xiaomi, but it still didn't look just like the Pixel 2, and it was driving me nuts. And that's when I found out about launchers. So long story short, launchers are apps that can modify your UI. They can give you a greater amount of tools to customize than your OS could. The best part is that most launchers are rootless apps, so the hassle of customizing your phone is much less than the definitely bumpier road of rooting your phone, for example, installing a ROM and potentially breaking it. So if you haven't heard the news, there are some new Android launcher versions that can now mimic the UI of the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL on every phone that can manage Lollipop and up. There are many Android launchers in the market, like the Nova launcher, the seemingly soon to be defunct Google Now launcher, the Apex launcher, and many others that aren't even on the Google Play Store and that you can download at your own risk. In this particular case, the new version of the actual launcher, the Nova launcher, and an off-Play Store third-party Pixel launcher created by Android developer AMIR'S have landed an almost exact feeling of what the Pixel 2 is all about. They come complete with many features like icon packs, wallpapers, the search bar, Google Clock showing real time, the calendar showing the actual date, fun color schemes, and more. At the end of this video, you'll find the resources necessary to download all the goodness. But let's look more closely at what options you have in order to make your phone look and feel like the Pixel 2. To be honest, you're going to need more than the launcher to have the closest experience to the Pixel 2. There are launchers that have missing features here and there, so tuning it to perfection is going to be tricky, and it's going to need extra apps in order to work. That also means you're going to need a decent phone in order to run everything and not make your user experience painful. But first, let's make a comparison between the launchers and see which ones adapt better to our needs. This one is probably the most comprehensive choice out of the three options I found. That is, if you are willing to pay. It starts by promising you the world. Google Now integration, Oreo notifications and shortcuts, animated clock icon, quick themes that change with your background color, shutters, the Pixel Quick Bar, up to 5 scrollable doc pages. Sounds perfect, right? But you know the catch, you gotta pay. Soon you'll discover that in order to have the whole experience, you'll have to pay for it. Google Now, paid. Notification badges, paid. Icon resizing, paid. Changing colors, I think you know where this goes. Oh, and may I mention ads and annoying notifications nobody asked for? So in the end, unless you fork out the supposed $475, no Pixel UI for you, man. On a side note, it imported automatically the settings from other launchers. That's a neat feature. This one is a great option if you want to have a great looking and smooth UI, only if you are willing to sacrifice some features that should come with Oreo. This was the furthest I got to the original experience. The Nova launcher has two main disadvantages. One, the Google Now widget is on a raunchy beta stage where you need to install an APK in order for it to work, in the best case scenario, and a paid wall for notification badges and context menus. I couldn't get the quick bar to be on the original position either. Everything else looks and works great, and you have to barely customize it in order to get close to the Pixel 2. As well as the Action Launcher, you can import your settings from the other launchers. This one by far is the one that most closely nails the look of the Pixel 2, including the original Google Now, the original placement of the quick bar, a perfect icon pack, and a totally accurate at-a-glance widget. And this isn't by chance. Android developer AMIR'S reverse engineered the stock Google Pixel 2 launcher APK by himself and uploaded the result for free on GitHub. He states it's legal to download since the content is under Apache 2. The APK for this second-hand Pixel 2 launcher is now running on its third version. This one is totally free. In my experience, I only had 2 complaints. One, it needs you to give it access to your notifications. It has been featured on many blogs like Notify Google, so it should be safe though. And 2, it is the most limited in customization of all other launchers since it's a version from the original launcher. So of course, the customization options are not so hot as the action or the novel options too. You can also get it to display a dark theme. In order for this to happen, you only have to set up very dark wallpaper. Once you pass the threshold, all the color schemes will turn to black. I love their color schemes. You also gotta realize that this is a mod by one sole developer, so support is going to be scarce. The loader could work perfectly for you, like it did for me, but if you find any bugs, as there have been for some users, especially those with OnePluses, it's up to him if he decides to squash them for you or not. So far, it has worked great for me. In order to complete your Pixel 2 transformation, you're going to need the original wallpapers, of course. And as we like to say, there's an app for that. First, download the official Google Wallpaper app, which is an awesome app, full of mind-blowing wallpapers for every taste. It has many of the Pixel 2 wallpapers, but not every one of them. If you want the exclusive ones, you'll have to download a third-party app like Pixel 2 Wallpapers, or if you fancy those live and interactive wallpapers, an APK like the one from known indie developer Pranav Pandey is in order to get the closest to the original experience. If you take a close look at the Pixel 2 XL, you'll see the edges of its display are rounded. Normally, the displays of every other phone do not come like this, so you'll need an app that can do that for you. You can use Rounded Screen Corners Pro, which does a great job while being a free app. Its RAM usage was the lightest of all I tried. If you want to go granular in detail, you'll have to pay a small amount though. The best results appear to be for AMOLED screens since they can get true black colors. The LCD screens will have a barely noticeable grayer tint. Also, if you're already on Oreo, the app won't be able to show on the lock screen and over the notification shade, at least for the time being. If you want the icing on the cake, check out Android Police's REAP of the Pixel 2 XL's ringtones, UI, notifications, and alarm sounds. This was the closest I could get with the 3 launchers. The 3 were a great experience, and for most of the time they appear to even consume less RAM than the Mi A1's stock Android launcher. For sure, the best results right off the bat came with AMIR'S APK. The second that pleased me the most in UI and UX was the Nova launcher, the smoothest of all. And last, the Action launcher. Although, if you're willing to fork over the $5, it's your best bet to have an amazing Pixel 2 experience or any UI experience is going with the Action launcher's premium option. It has a vast range of features that can give you the means to personalize your phone any way you'd like. Have you tried any of these? Which will you choose? Or do you have any other preferred launcher to use on your phone? I have some OEM launchers like the MUI are popular. Let me know below. If you like this video, you can go ahead and hit the like button, and if you want a step-by-step guide of how I nailed the Pixel 2's UI on my Xiaomi and how to only get the at-a-glance widget, be sure to subscribe and check out the next video. See you next time.